Welcome to Cam-Plex, Gillette, Wyoming, as we continue the road trip here for the 19U Yellowstone Yeti Girls Hockey Club. Able to get the sweep in Casper yesterday and this morning with convincing wins in both places, and now we are ready to drop the puck for a two-game away stand in Gillette. Aspen Alexander joining the club in net for the weekend, and we are underway. Gillette will win this draw back. Kolstad sends it over toward her front bench. That'll be Evie McGonigal scooping this up and turning to get room. McGonigal working near side into the zone onside. She's followed by her sister along with Josie Corso. She'll take a shot that's saved and then steered here to the near half wall. Peeling it there, Story McGonigal. She'll protect, fires a shot from the right dot and goes blocker side just over the pad, and we've got the scoring opened here with 15:26 remaining in the period. Yellowstone going up 1-0. Mushlock, Kanich, and Dodrell are your front line. Kolstad, along with McGonigal, back on the defensive pairing. Phelps for Gillette will carry it in onside. Madison Phelps fires one that's off the blocker of Alexander with the save. Mushlock battling down low. Puck comes around the far half wall that gets past Koltitska. Sent back in. Kolstad will retrieve this one behind Alexander. Kara Kolstad feeds it up for Mushlock. Not out. Mushlock's taken to the ground. Pushed over here. Kara Kolstad with some space. Feeds it up for McGonigal. Evie McGonigal into the zone. Poke checked off right inside the blue line. Has to regather, get onside, and does. McGonigal dumps it around. Mushlock will head to the corner after this one. Ushered back for Kolstad, can't play it, and that's sent back in offside. And that will draw the whistle. Get a face-off just outside the offensive zone. Corso wins the draw, pushes it back for Kolstad. Across for Story McGonigal. McGonigal goes all the way back behind Alexander, pumping the feet, looking to get some speed. Now a change of direction. McGonigal from the corner feeds one up. That pass intercepted by Phelps. Madison Phelps here for Gillette, trying to work around forehand. Wraparound attempt is shut down by Roxy Blevins. That shot's going to beat Alexander just outside that right pad, and Alexander yields the first goal of the game for Yellowstone. We've got a 1-1 hockey game. Draw one back for Yellowstone, played by Evie McGonigal. She'll delay inside her own zone, now turns for safety. McGonigal gathering speed. Into the zone. Works into the forehand side and beats the Gillette netminder on the far side. Forehand goal. And Yellowstone's going to take the lead right back. Draw is one back for McGonigal. She'll push it forward for sister Story, who leaves the puck there. Stimson for Gillette. McGonigal to McGonigal. Pushed up here for Corso. Her pass for Story McGonigal is intercepted, and it's going to be Phelps circling behind her own netminder. Caden Schlenker there trying to keep it in the zone, but it's pushed out to center. And Libby Stimson sends one toward Alexander. She'll make the save with the right pad. McGonigal back behind, feeds one up for her sister. Here's Evie McGonigal. Goes skate to stick through center circle. Now into the zone. Fires. No, it doesn't actually. That's blocked. Held. Mushlock readies for the draw over center. And she'll win that draw back. Feeds it to Tegan Dodrell. Dodrell goes to the sidewall here, trying to hold this in. Is able to chip it deeper. That's just out of the reach of Mushlock, who is in the slot. Sent back toward the point. Mushlock centers it across. Finds Camden Kanich. That's cleared back. McGonigal will pick it up right in front of her own bench. Tight turn to the forehand side, and here comes Evie McGonigal. Fires a shot from the bottom of the circle, and that goes top shelf. And McGonigal adds another 3-1 hockey game. Gillette will bring this draw back. It's going to be Phelps controlling it. From the defensive slot, she'll skate it all the way up, and she fires a shot. That's shut down by the left pad of Aspen Alexander. Now Stimson. Forecheck in there is Mushlock. Mushlock poke checks Phelps, and she's going to create a breakaway. Here's Mia Mushlock working from the left side. Goes backhand. And that's shut down by the left pad and held. Mushlock wins this draw back for Blevins. Tries to send it through the slot. That's redirected wide into the corner. Mushlock goes there. Tries to center one across. Doesn't get much on the pass. And here comes Gillette back the other direction. They'll go deep into the far corner. Centers this one across. Alexander will intercept that crossing pass, and she'll hang on. Draw controlled here by Yellowstone. Schlenker trying to feed it up for McGonigal. Does get it to her. McGonigal's got one left to beat. Works around the far side. Wanky, good poke check there. Disrupt Story McGonigal, but she'll remain with control. Now near side. McGonigal spins away for safety. Has Corso along with Schlenker up front. Comes right out front. It'll be covered for the whistle. Back in play, McGonigal wins it back for Evie McGonigal. Blevins all the way back into her own end, but not before an icing is called. And with 10:27 remaining in the period, offensive zone face-off here in the near circle. Newman for Gillette, back around behind her netminder. She'll feed it out. Gets past Doyer, and it goes off a referee. That's been a consistent problem here in Gillette. The referee in training continues to get in the way. I saw it all a couple weekends ago. It kept happening time and time again. Back in play, Gillette wins the draw back, but it's poke checked out by Corso. Hustle into this puck will be Story McGonigal. She's got one left to beat, works into the slot. McGonigal fires a shot, and that's over the right-hand shoulder blocker side and into the back of the net. 10:02 to play in the period. Yellowstone takes the 4-1 lead. Mushlock lines up against Preston. Preston wins that one back. And pushed forward. Comes Gillette. He'll fire a shot. Top of the right circle into the glove of Aspen Alexander. And held. Back here, Burton fires a shot from the point. Alexander gets that one into the glove and again hangs on. Stimson back to the point for Burton. Lines up a slap shot that hits Mushlock and is blocked out front. Into the corner, Kolstad feeds it. That's out of the reach of Mushlock. Dodrell gets her pocket picked. Not able to clear it out of the zone. And Gillette tries to turn it back in. That's intercepted by Evie McGonigal. And she'll turn. Odd man rush into the zone, but then turned over by McGonigal. Stimson heading back the other direction. Mushlock steps over, and that puck was going well wide. Alexander slides it over and gets it in the glove and hangs on for the stoppage and play again. Kolstad with control, feeds it up the boards. Out to center, Burton tries to chip it back in. Would have been offside had she been successful. Poke back in the zone now. Yellowstone with control. McGonigal to McGonigal. Feeds it over for Corso. Josie Corso working far side, trying to get to her forehand. Delays, fires a shot, sharp angle. Goes back behind the net. Corso not able to keep it in. McGonigal has to delay for Schlenker to get onside. And here comes Evie McGonigal with speed into the zone. Feeds it right out front for Corso. Couldn't receive the pass. And it comes all the way back clear to center. Kolstad has to corral it. Kolstad across for Story McGonigal. Sidesteps the defender, has Schlenker along with Corso on the wing. Feeds it right out front, finds Corso, who buries it. Beating the goaltender glove side. And Yellowstone extends the lead to 5-1. Back in action. Dodgerel here working on the near side. Feeds one across. That goes past the stick of Cameron Kanich. Mushlock chips that one back out to center. Controlled here by Stimson for Gillette. Stimson working around far side with speed, just into the zone onside. Stimson fires a sharp angle shot that misses wide. Corrals all the way around the half wall. Dodgerel trying to peel it off. Turned over to Preston, now Stimson, right in front of the Yellowstone bench. Plays it from the point, challenged, pushed back out to center. Here's Madison Phelps. Into the slot, fires a shot. Alexander sees that one into the glove, and will hang on. Mushlock wins this draw back for McGonigal. McGonigal delays behind Alexander. Carries it right in front of Alexander. Feeds this one up for Mushlock, who was behind everybody. She's taken down from behind, and Phelps comes away with the puck. Shot goes wide left. Correction, that's Newman off the board. Intercepted by Kanich, and she'll get it over to Evie McGonigal. McGonigal looks to set something up out of her own zone. We're going in slow motion. She'll chip it up and into the corner. Around, Mushlock goes to the corner after this one. She'll get that puck and centers one across. Intercepted in the slot and then pushed back to center. Doyer for Gillette puts it gently on goal for Alexander, who will settle it. Or Blevins feeds it, finds Mushlock. Now back to Blevins. Her stick is tied up. Mushlock now right in the corner. Sends it out the middle. Will have enough to go for an icing and just misses the net. Push back to the point for Gillette. Oh, that hops over the stick of Wanke, and trying to get on that one was Caden Schlenker. Right back into the Gillette zone comes, or the Yellowstone zone rather, comes Stimson. Working there across the slot. Stimson backhand shot intercepted by McGonigal. Evie McGonigal, far side. Looking to deliver a pass somewhere, but now into the zone. She'll carry it herself. McGonigal back for Corso, out of her reach, comes all the way back to Story McGonigal at the blue line, and she'll just turn and voluntarily take that one out of the zone. Lifted into the corner by Evie McGonigal. Wanke first to it. Clearing attempt is intercepted by Story McGonigal. Plays it there on the far wall. Crossing pass. Trying to get it. That one got through Corso and then not handled by Schlenker. And it's a good defensive stick there from Evie McGonigal right in front of her own bench, and then poked back to center by Corso. If that came in the zone, it would have been offside. Corso through center circle, 3.5 to play in the period. Corso feeds it right out front, nobody home in the middle. Kolstad steps up to hold this one in. Sends it into the slot. Corso battling to get control. She does. Off the far half wall, Josie Corso. Backhand centering pass denied, and then she's given room on the near side. She'll spin, bottom of the circle, feeds it over for Story McGonigal. Now Kolstad pinches over but not able to hold it in. Gillette puts it all the way back to Yellowstone territory. Blevins will win the race to the puck and sends it around far side for Schlenker. Poked out, Story McGonigal. Surrounded by black jerseys. She'll spin a couple times to maintain possession and then dump it. She'll head off for a change. Mushlock in on the forecheck. Almost forced the turnover there. And then Dodrell does. Here comes Phelps for Gillette. Rose forehand, backhand, poke check. But then buried by Doyer. And Gillette adds to their total 5-2 hockey. Two extremely short benches for both of these teams, with 5 skaters on the bench for Gillette and only 4 for Yellowstone. Gillette will win this draw. Burton, high slot, fires a slap shot. That's directed wide. Over to the near wall will be Dodrell. Kolstad retreats. Pushes it up the wall. Now Mushlock swings over. This is not going to be out either. Burton's going to step up. Right into the slot, fires a shot. That's deflected. Again wide. Doyer plays it up the wall, trying to get it back to a defenseman. Nobody there, and Yellowstone's able to punch it out. Mushlock hustling after Burton on the forecheck. Burton's going to chip this one back to center, and it'll be played by Blevins. Trying to feed it up for Mushlock. And Doyer gets past both defensemen and beats Alexander glove side. Alexander not going to be happy about giving up that one. Alexander knocks the net off on her own accord down there. All right, back in action finally. Blevins will chip this one up the far wall. Corso intercepts only momentarily, trying to get it free into the slot. Now Story McGonigal feeds it back to the point for Evie McGonigal. She'll keep it inside the blue line. McGonigal works left circle, around back behind, poke checked off by Phelps. Phelps loses her stick and is able to kick it around for Scott on the far side. Blevins not able to keep this one in. Blevins played in mismatched socks out there. McGonigal toe drags around, fires a shot, that's shut down. Final 20 seconds coming up here in the period. As McGonigal corrals this puck back at center, she'll turn and just carry it deep into her own zone to burn the clock. And she'll just play keep away herself. And then turns it over. Not sure what the plan was there, but clock will expire. And it's Yellowstone. I forgot to tally the other score. Yellowstone up on top 5-3 after one period. And here we go, second period underway. Draw is won back by Yellowstone in the direction of Evie McGonigal, and she'll delay into the corner. Around the far side for her sister. Angled off the puck is Story McGonigal and taken down. And it's going to be a roughing call here coming to Gillette. Burton, number 66, heads to the box. 15:40 remaining in the period. 2 minutes for roughing. We'll get the Yellowstone power play here for the next 2 minutes. Draw one back by Gillette. Corso challenging along with Story McGonigal, who will gain possession. McGonigal circles back around top of the zone. High slot, McGonigal working lower. Just circles. Needs to move the puck. Now does over to Evie McGonigal. Back for Story McGonigal. Sisters play catch. This one all the way through. Phelps intercepts, tries to clear, not able. Corso will get control. Far side drop pass for Story McGonigal. Outside that far circle, feeds it here. Need to fire shots. Circling is not going to get it done with the power play. You want to see good execution here with the one-man advantage. Still no shots on goal for Yellowstone on the power play. Pushed back to the blue line. There's a shot. McGonigal save. Mushlock chipping at that one, trying to get it in. McGonigal back for McGonigal. Goaltender without a stick. McGonigal works into the slot, fires a shot, and goes blocker side for the power play goal, Evie McGonigal. Draw one back by Gillette. Phelps carries into the zone. Kolstad chips that. Mushlock blocks it out front. Battling in the corner against Stimson. Mushlock still pressuring her. Stimson turns with it. Fires a shot from the left dot. Alexander sees that one and hangs on. Draw one by Mushlock over for Dodrell, then turned over. Scott for Gillette, pressured by Blevins. Blevins comes away with the puck. Crossing pass outside the reach of Dodrell, comes back to center, and Burton controls it for Gillette. Pressured here by Dodrell, who feeds it across to open ice on the far side, but only a black jersey there as Stimson comes outside of her own zone through center. Stimson working backhand side, blows a tire, and scooping that one up is Alexander. They'll finally blow the whistle. Mushlock over center for the draw. Blevins pushes it here to the far side or near side corner. Wanky fans on a shot there. Blevins trying to dig it off the wall and feed it over to Mushlock. Mushlock chips that one up and out of the zone through center. Dumped right back in by Gillette onto the stick of Roxy Blevins. Dodrell picks the pocket of Wanky and then dumps it into the zone. Here's Newman. Poke checked off by Blevins. Ushers a pass toward Cameron Kanich. Now it'll be Burton carries it in. She's stolen from by Mushlock, who sends it back out to center. It's gonna not, no, it does have just enough to go for an icing And we'll get a defensive zone face-off here to Aspen Alexander's left. McGonigal with control has Corso and Schlenker. Corso had to delay to stay onside. McGonigal just holds on to this puck, and then she gets it taken from her. Burton, back check, good back check there from Josie Corso. Corso has one left to beat. Drop pass, nice idea there for Katie Schlenker. Schlenker couldn't control the pass. Wanky's relieved of the puck, and it'll be Roxy Blevins. Punches it off the wall, looking for Corso. She'll dump it in. Preston with the puck for Gillette. Feeds it across for Wanky. Back out to center. Corso with the steal. Right back into the zone, though. Here comes Burton. She'll fire one bouncing puck in on Alexander, who settles it there for Evie McGonigal. Coming up on 11 to play in the period. McGonigal takes her time behind Alexander, now pressured by Preston and Doyer. McGonigal comes out. Sent off the far wall. Corso hustling after this one. All the way back to center. Blevins for McGonigal. Here's Story McGonigal, one left to beat. Works to her forehand side, fires a shot, and a good glove save, and held. Phelps loses the puck, circles back for it. Takes a skate all the way around the center ice circle and then gives up the puck to Evie McGonigal, who's working here on the near side. Into the zone, she's looking to see who's with her. Down to the corner, McGonigal off the outside of the net. Mushlock goes and retrieves. Tries a centering pass over towards Kanich. That's intercepted, and it's going to be Burton for Gillette carrying it out. Burton fires a shot, blocker save, Alexander into the far wall. 10 minutes to play in the second period. This sent deep onto the stick of Mushlock. She's immediately challenged by Newman. It's fed back around for Kolstad, and then Kanich. Kanich trying to get the clear, does. Phelps fires a shot from the left circle. That's wide of the net. Karam's all the way around. Newman sends it across and out of the zone. It'll be Kanich working there on the far side. Has Dodrell, who goes in way offside. And that'll be held by the goaltender. Scott for Gillette, across the center line. Scott will dump it in. Blevins goes to the corner for this one. Up the wall, now onto the stick of Corso. She'll carry it off the boards and carry it out. crossing pass finds Schlenker. Schlenker had plenty of room. She'll drop it for McGonigal. Story McGonigal pressured right at the blue line, across for Blevins. Tries to fire a shot. That's deflected up high over the stick of Schlenker. And it's going to be Phelps who carries it out through center, into the zone. Trips, and it's going to be Blevins going to the box here, putting Gillette on the power play with 8:34 remaining in the second period. Draw is one back. That one comes all the way in, would have been wide, but Alexander played it with a pad. Held in at the blue line. Burton takes a slap shot. That's Karam's wide. Now Stimson here near circle. Feeds it back to the point for Wanke. Sends one that's intercepted by McGonigal. Her and Kolstad have some miscommunication. That allows a shot to come in right on Alexander. Lost her stick, now gathers it back. McGonigal and Corso trying to free the puck here off the wall. Also content to tie it up and burn some of the penalty. Penalty now half killed. Puck comes all the way back toward Yellowstone territory. Kolstad looks to play one across. Pass disrupted, but still makes it onto the stick of Story McGonigal. Circles in front of Alexander and now behind her. And then turns it over to Stimson. McGonigal feeds it back to McGonigal. And they're just killing the power play. Could have been a trip there, but nothing called. McGonigal only has one left to beat on that side. Splits the defenders, fires a shot. Good save there. Corso loses that draw. Mushlock goes back on the forecheck. Penalty is killed. Comes for an icing against Gillette. And they are not. Finally stop the clock. Trying to get that puck free to hold it in the zone, but it's punched back out by Gillette. It's going to go for another icing. Mushlock will win this draw back for Blevins. Fed over for McGonigal. McGonigal's pestered by Preston. Turns though, 2 defenders left to split. She's in there with Mushlock. Mushlock goes to the front of the net. McGonigal voluntarily brings that back out of the zone. Centering pass denied. But Gillette sends it across. That goes off the outside of the net. McGonigal trying to get it free back behind. Does get possession. Here's Evie McGonigal near side. Skating it out. Has Dodrell in the middle. She'll dump it back in off the inboards and off the back of the net. Gillette will play it. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the second period.
Go, kid, go!
Yellowstone Squirt team playing at home just concluded their game in Cody. The 9-5 loss to the visiting Casper Oilers. Casper took down the Pee Wee team as well earlier this evening. Here's Phelps. Fires a shot. That misses the net wide. Phelps into the zone onside. She'll be taken down by Blevins. Blevins going to go for a hook, I believe. We'll see what the call is. She knows she's headed to the box. Hooking was indeed the call to Roxy Blevins. Corso in on the breakaway, shorthanded, tries to go to the backhand. Goaltender gets that right pad down to shut it down. McGonigal with control just inside her own zone. All the way back, just out of the reach of Evie McGonigal. She'll gather it now. Back around behind Alexander. 2 forecheckers in there on her. Yellowstone with a good penalty kill as they're able to maintain possession. And that's exactly what McGonigal's going to do, just skating back and forth, burning clock. Feeds it across for Story McGonigal. Back to Evie.
Let's go, Grizzlies, let's go!
Stimson working from her backhand, puts one in on Alexander, who will cover and hold. McGonigal, 44 seconds remaining to kill on the penalty to Blevins. Feeds it back for Evie McGonigal. She's pestered by Phelps, able to shake her. McGonigal weaving back and forth in her own zone. She'll turn away from pressure. Again, just burning clock. 3 Gillette forecheckers in there. Still can't get the puck from her. She feeds it across for Story McGonigal. Phelps able to get the steal from Story McGonigal. Centers one. And Evie McGonigal will lift this one out of the zone. Yellowstone back to full strength as Blevins comes out of the box. McGonigal fires one well wide. Karam's around. Mushlock here feeds it down low. 4-story McGonigal. McGonigal gets her pocket picked by Burton. Stimson's going to come away with this puck. Kolstad sends it deep. And then cleared by Gillette, but for an icing. Draw is won by Gillette. Pushed around. Dodrell's going to be the first to this puck here on the near wall. Tries to center one across for Schlenker, but that's punched back to center. Schlenker tries to backhand it into the zone unsuccessfully. Mushlock goes right in front of the scoring table. Able to come up with this puck. She'll chip it around defender, but then Phelps is there to scoop it up. Newman for Gillette. Cross for Phelps. Doesn't handle the pass cleanly. Has to turn back the wrong direction. Stick lift there from Dodrell. Picks the pocket of Phelps. And fires a shot that's ushered into the corner. Mushlock sends that back deep. Phelps angrily slaps this around. Just a sign of frustration. And Evie McGonigal delays in her own zone. Playing a little game of cat and mouse. Evie McGonigal into the zone onside. Mushlock behind her. McGonigal finds that top right corner and buries it. 0.6 seconds remaining on the game clock in the period. McGonigal adds to the total. It's a 7-3 hockey game. So just enough time here to drop the puck, and then it's going to be over. As less than a second remains, I don't think you have to do much fanfare here. There's the horn, and both teams will head to the locker room. We'll get a fresh ice cut. I'll leave the stream going here and step away. We'll see you back in 15 or 20 minutes here. And we're on our way here for the third period. Puck is controlled by Yellowstone. Story McGonigal has it on her stick. Into the zone, past Burton. Trying to get across Boyan. That'll be McGonigal circling back here into her own zone. Poke checked off by Newman. Onto the stick of Kanich. She'll lose her footing. Corso steps into support, but it's going to be Gillette that comes out with it. Phelps feeds it up for Stimson. Fires a shot into the glove of Alexander, who will hold on. Draw one back by Yellowstone, fed up the near half wall here for Story McGonigal. She'll Karam for Josie Corso. Corso's challenged by Burton at center. Puck comes all the way back, but onto the stick of McGonigal. Story McGonigal fires a shot from the left dot. That's into the glove and helmet. Mushlock wins the draw onto the stick of Schlenker, who tumbles to her keister. Mushlock sends it around deep. Dodrell will go back behind slowly after this one. All the way around the board. Snyder for Gillette. It's poked out. It's going to be Blevins hustling back for this puck. Blevins caroms off the wall for Mushlock, who's challenged by Wanke. Stood up at the blue line. Snyder, back check Mushlock, trying to get the puck. Put right into the Yellowstone zone, but it'll be Kolstad. Chipping it out to center. Over the stick of Burton. Right inside the zone, Tegan Dodrell feeds it across, trying to find Caden Schlenker. It'll be Burton here on the far side for Gillette. Good defensive play there from Roxy Blevins. That shot gets deflected wide. Kolstad works back behind Alexander, feeds one up. Schlenker has it at her feet. It's Wanke. Turns one, finds Scott right out front. Scott could not get that puck to settle and get the shot off. Mushlock will chip this back to center and clear. Burton dumps it right back in onto the stick of Roxy Blevins. Blevins cross-ice pass, trying to find Schlenker. That's off the wall for Mushlock. She'll put it on net. That's sticked into the corner. Blevins for Evie McGonigal. Back to Blevins. Pass from Mushlock is intercepted by Wanke. Mushlock still battling to get it free, and she punches it forward. Scooped up here by Phelps into the zone onside. Does not have numbers. She's pressured to the corner by McGonigal, but then beats McGonigal right into the front of the crease.
Stay with me, Grizzlies, let's go!
Doyen camped out front, back door. But it's going to be Alexander covering that one on the far side to create the face-off here in the defensive zone. Draw controlled by Gillette. They'll fire one. Again covered by Aspen Alexander. McGonigal feeds it around the near half wall for Story McGonigal. She'll carry it deep into her own zone. McGonigal feeds it across, looking for Corso. Pass is not controlled, and it's going to be Stimson for Gillette. Carries it back through center. Has Newman drop pass right at the blue line. Not the best idea. Oh, and here's going to be an opportunity. Corso in behind everybody. Corso goes wide with it, though, and takes a shot. Doesn't give herself much of an angle. Creates an easy save for the Gillette netminder, who will hang on. Corso will win this drawback for Kolstad. McGonigal feeds this across to Evie McGonigal. Sends it deep, but that's onto the stick of Madison Phelps. She's stripped by Evie McGonigal. McGonigal feeds it right out front. Had Kanich gets all the way through to Kolstad, who fires one. That's wide left. Corso spins deep. Drop pass, Story McGonigal. Down behind the net. McGonigal pressured by Burton. She'll reverse. Now challenged by Phelps. Phelps gets the strip. And out into center. Phelps chips it around Evie McGonigal, and Kolstad has to swing over for the defensive play. Pokes it back, and Koltiska. Going to be McGonigal into the zone here. Has two to beat. She's poke checked by Phelps into the far side. Phelps continues to pester her. 10.5 to play in the hockey game. McGonigal and Phelps still battling there. This one comes all the way across. Now will be scooped up by Mushlock. Mushlock into her knees, and then it's sent by icing. This will come all the way back into Gillette territory for an offensive zone faceoff by the Yeti. Mushlock over center for the draw. Gillette controls. Doyen fires one. That's pad save. Alexander, she didn't see it. Finally does get it covered. And now under 10 minutes to play in the hockey game. Yellowstone firmly in control, up 7-3. Shot goes wide from Gillette. Levin's working back behind. Sends it around for Mushlock in the corner. Mushlock sidesteps the defender, pushes this one up for... Oh, here we go. Mushlock gets it back. 2-on-1. Has Schlenker in the middle. Feeds it over. Good defensive stick there by Burton to deny the crossing pass. Over the stick of Mushlock and out of the zone. Having to retreat after this one as Blevins fires it off the boards for McGonigal. McGonigal toe drag around the forechecker Scott. She'll come to the near side. Now with speed into the zone. McGonigal pressured into the boards by Burton and tied up. No support over there helping McGonigal. Needed another forward or centerman that way. Slap shot comes in on net off the stick of Roxy Blevins, but rebound is corralled and held, and with 8:48 remaining in the hockey game, we'll get an offensive zone face-off to the far circle. Draw is one back. Blevins, she'll fire a shot again on net from the left point. Sticked into the corner. Dodrell sends a crossing pass all the way back. Blevins sends it deep for Mushlock into the corner. That gets past her, and it's going to be Phelps. Circling behind her own net, trying to toe drag around, and does get out through center. Phelps flanked by Stimson. Phelps makes that forehand shot, but that's handled by Alexander, who gets it into the glove and will yield no rebound. Back for Wanke at the point, fires one in, pad save Alexander. Pushes it over to the far half wall. Stimson here for Gillette. Sidesteps Blevins, pressured by Mushlock, fires a shot off the outside of the net. Mushlock and Blevins trying to dig this free. Blevins has it on the far half wall. Not able to clear as it's held in by Phelps, who will then turn and try to take it deep. Wraparound attempt incoming here by Phelps, can't turn it on net. Will be held in here by Wanke, but only momentarily as Mushlock gets this through. She has one left to beat. Mia Mushlock working to her forehand side. Phelps poke checks her off the puck. And it's Madison Phelps now back the other direction. Blevins and Kolstad on defense. Kolstad deflects that one wide. Centering pass. Oh, and that's back by Gillette. Will get control in the corner. Back to the point and then out. Schlenker gets it out to center.
Go, Tans, go! Go, Tans!
7 minutes to play in the hockey game. Puck on the stick of Phelps. Corso intercepts her pass. Corso sends it for Dodrell. Just outside the reach, Corso has it high slot. She'll fire a shot. Bouncing shot goes wide left. Off the inboards and onto the stick of Phelps. That wasn't Phelps, that was Preston. Kara Kolstad now, far corner. Gets it around Burton to Corso. Corso works to her forehand side, trying to skate around and feed a crossing pass, looking for Story McGonigal. This one's sent all the way back and will go for an icing charged against Gillette. Draw is won by Gillette. Phelps back behind her own netminder, near side. Taken off the puck by Story McGonigal, changes direction. Dump back into Yellowstone territory. Kolstad retrieves in the corner. Kara Kolstad feeds it across, looking for Kanich. Intercepted and then intercepted again by Corso. Corso with some space, flanked by McGonigal in the slot. Corso works to her backhand corner, feeds it across. McGonigal was backpedaling though and allows Phelps to get control. Back on defense, McGonigal poke checks Phelps off the puck. Picking this one up will be Story McGonigal. 2 black shirts left to beat. Fires a shot, pad save. Rebound came free. Kanich work on that far side.
Okay, go!
5 minutes to play yet here in the hockey game. Centering pass momentarily broken up by Evie McGonigal. She'll push it and find Cameron Kanich. Newman for Gillette. Oh, she misplays it, and Corso chips it into the corner. Nobody cutting to the front of the net, though. Corso will gain control, reverses a couple times, sends it deep here for Story McGonigal. McGonigal back to the point for McGonigal. Blevins fires a shot, pad save. All the way back to the point. Pass will be intercepted by Doyen, but Blevins still finds Kanich up front in the slot. Just couldn't get it from her feet to get a shot off. McGonigal challenged by Doyen, pestered hard, but McGonigal able to free the puck and get it onto the stick of Josie Corso. Has Mushlock just coming on the ice off the bench with speed. A little give and go, disrupted by Phelps, and back the other direction we go. McGonigal trying to get the back check, but doesn't successfully, and then Alexander's beat glove side. And we got a 3-goal hockey game as Gillette adds to their tally. 7-4, favor Yellowstone. Draw, Dodrell trying to battle for control. Comes all the way back for Blevins inside her own zone. Feeds it over for Schlenker. Three and a half to play in the hockey game. Oh, and McGonigal almost turns it over there to Stimson. Evie McGonigal feeds it for Mushlock on the far wall. Back to McGonigal. McGonigal needs support behind her. Blevins is out at center. Blevins will get the puck. From in front of her own bench, Blevins will lift one. Bouncing puck. McGonigal to Schlenker. And now it'll be Wanky for Gillette. Has to beat Blevins. Blevins forces her to miss that shot wide. Stimson fires a shot from the slot. Pops up into the glove of Aspen Alexander. And with 2:41 to play, we'll get a defensive zone face-off coming to Alexander's left. Good defensive stick there from Kolstad. Able to get this over to Story McGonigal. She's got one left to beat. It's Phelps on the backside, and Phelps does the job. Taking McGonigal off the puck. Feeds it up for Scott. Scott has it at center. McGonigal didn't realize it was right at her feet. Now finds the puck. Keeps backpedaling. McGonigal can't get around Stimson, but retains the puck. And again, just turns to safety. McGonigal still just hanging onto the puck back behind her own goaltender. Now feeds one for Corso. Phelps, hungry for the puck. Blevins will step up to hold that puck in, but only for a moment. That'll be Phelps, Madison Phelps, one left to beat. It's Kolstad back there. Kolstad forces her wide, fires a shot, goes back behind. Mushlock tries to dig this off the end wall. Mushlock does come away with it. Working on the far half wall, sends it out through center. It'll be held in here by Wanky. Backhands one, doesn't get a whole lot on it, but enough to get it to the far corner. Under a minute to play in the hockey game. Corso chips this past Wanky and out. Back into Gillette territory. Newman will gather there. Fires off the wall. Mushlock intercepts, gets it onto the stick of Dodrell. Dumped in by Gillette, but on the stick of Kolstad. Not able to clear, and that's pushed out by Gillette. Thank you very much. Onto the stick of Tegan Dodrell. 25 seconds left to play. Schlenker goes to the corner. That one lifted past Mushlock all the way back to Blevins at center. She'll cross pass this one over looking for Kolstad. It's going to be Burton hops on it. Into the zone for Gillette. Poke checked off by Kolstad. Final 5 seconds ticking off the clock. Back behind, centering pass goes off the back of the net, and there's the horn. And Yellowstone extends their season opening winning streak to 3 games. These teams will face off back in action again tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, right here at the Cam-Plex in Gillette, as Yellowstone looks to complete the weekend sweep and take all 4 victories back home on the opening weekend of their season. We'll see you back this morning. My name's Josh. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.